All right, introduction. This is the ActRaiser Any percent speedrun tutorial. We're going to be going over the 39 cycle route. I am Sin. I've been running the game for approximately 2.5 years, almost 3 years. And I've come up with this route based on Straevaras's and LeHulk's like 40 cycle route, which originally, and then Crow came up with this 38 cycle route, which is really cool. And then I felt like the 38 cycle was just a little too complicated. So I found the in-between, which is the 39 cycle route. And it turns out the 39 cycle route is just as fast as even the 38 cycle route. You would think one less cycle should be faster. But there is some movement, extra miracles that make the 38 cycle slower. The difference is you get an extra MP. So in the 38 cycle route, so you have one extra MP scroll at the end. But ultimately, the 39 cycle route is, I feel like, a very good route, very straightforward, easy to learn, easy to pick up. But you're still gonna have to do the due diligence here to memorize the movements. So I'm gonna go over those and which squares to build and what to do, but I'm not gonna go like step by step here. I'm just gonna assume I'm gonna go over the basics and how the simulation works, like the what we're looking for, how the population and the builds work, and you can memorize it. But I want you to understand how the simulation works. This way, maybe you can even route ActRaiser in a different way, because even though simulation is scripted, it takes a lot of planning to know like how the population is going to work out in the end. And the goal is 39 cycles means it takes 39 constructions to get to 1900 population. That's going to be the number on the top right here. And when you get to 1900 population, you get to level 10. And when you're on level 10, you can go to North Wall, which is the last area that we have to clear. So that's why we just say 39 cycle route. Okay, so let's go to the simulation mechanics. Simulation mechanics. The good news is, after you do your action and platforming, you start the simulation. Simulation starts off all the same. Lightning comes down, the people spawn. There's going to be a little intro message for the area. You're going to mash through the text. You're going to mash with the Y button. The Y button it works perfectly fine. You find your rhythm. And the reason is the B button brings up the menu. So after you're done mashing with B, you're going to end up accidentally maybe bringing up the menu. So you don't want to do that. So get in the habit of mashing with Y for all the chatty text messages that are going to be popping up. Very important. If you get in the habit with B, you're going to, like I started with B and I didn't even realize how much time I was losing, because every little pause on that menu is a delay. And get good at the mashing, because there's a lot of it. The faster you can mash, the more time you're going to save. You'd be surprised. You could save over a minute through the course of the run just with the good mashing through the menus. If you're not good at it, that's fine. Focus on the building and then improve with the mashing over time. But the mashing is very important in this game because there's so much of it. Okay, other mechanics in this game. So when you're in a menu, when you're oh, and by the way, I'm going through my world record video here. So the world record video, this way I don't have to like play through this, and we can just pause and go back. So I mentioned before the construction cycle is this hourglass here, and it starts off on the top red, fully red. Like right now it's a little bit depleted, so it's starting to go down, and eventually it'll make its way down. While you're waiting for text, like right now, while you're in there, while you're in this menu, while the miracle is happening, this hourglass is not moving. So this is a very important mechanic. If the hourglass isn't moving, technically you're stuck. You know, you're losing time because the game is really not advancing, and you know the cycle is not advancing. So we have to limit the amount of miracles we use, how much time we spend in menus, how much time we spend moving the cursor around, the reticle around for building. You know, what squares to build, etc. That's important because that, like I said, time is frozen. But you have to cast miracles anyway, right? You're forced to. There's things that block the paths. So while the miracle is going on, you need to take advantage of that time. And that brings me to the next mechanic. There's a hidden soul counter. Okay? Population is based on souls. If you don't have people, you can't build houses. So the monsters in the simulation carry souls. All right? So when I shoot this bat, and by the way, this is scripted. This bat's always going to spawn right there because that's where the lair is. Did you see this little object floats back to the... how do I go back by a frame here? There's that little white object there. That's one soul. And that soul's going to make its way back to the shrine. And it's going to get collected. You can hear a little toot. Very, very faint. That's one person. We need a lot of people to get houses. A house is like 4 people. So we need to collect as many monsters as we can in the beginning of a simulation. Or kill as many monsters as we can in the beginning of a simulation. And that's every area except North Wall. Okay? So this mechanic is very important. That's why anytime a simulation starts, we're like mad dashing. Get the miracles off, and while the miracles are going off, kill monsters. The faster you kill the monsters, the more monsters you get equates to the more population that can be achieved within the first cycle. So you start off with 2 people. You see these 2 people? That's the 2 people in the shrine. It's very straightforward. As soon as I kill this monster and it collects in there, it doesn't add to 3 people. It doesn't add to 4 people. It's a hidden counter. But the game is keeping track. So now I've killed 2 monsters. That's 2 people. I'm going to kill this 3rd one up there. That's 3. And at this point, I'm collecting souls. And when they go to build, that number is now going to get used. If I killed 4 monsters, I have enough for a house. But 4 is definitely not, enough. We need to kill a lot more. So again, the mechanic is while the miracle's being used, time is frozen, I'm getting my monster kills in at that point. That mechanic is going to play out in every area. And this calculation of souls, I don't have it memorized. Like if you kill like 14 monsters, sometimes it builds a farm and then it adds up to like additional people because you need like a farm, you need a food source to support more people. I don't know if you've played Warcraft 2, it's kind of like that. Bottom line is the more monsters you can kill before they build, the better. That only applies. Like right now, we're getting 1 soul at a time from the monsters. As soon as you seal a lair, and you need 10 people to seal a lair, at least, all the souls and all the leftover monsters that remain in the lair return to the shrine. There's like a big explosion, a big orb goes back to the shrine. That's all the people. It could be like up to 100. At that point, you don't got to worry about killing monsters anymore because now you have enough souls to get through the rest of the area, no problem. So the only time, the first cycle and the second cycle, is when you need to get your game on and kill as many monsters as possible. How you do that, you'll see it in the run, but there's faster ways, there's different ways. Everybody's got a little variety. When we go through each area, I'll show you. Bottom line is, get ready to kill monsters fast as soon as the simulation loads, because you got to get people. And why is that important? Again, they don't build. They can't advance building unless there's a house on the square or a farm. So they don't move past that square unless something's built on it. And if you didn't have enough souls and you didn't have enough people, they're not going to put a house there because they don't have any people to put in the house. So you got to kill as many monsters as you can to get as many houses as you can in the first cycles, because you got to get your move on. You got to get up to these layers and seal them. And that's what we're trying to do as fast as possible. So the task can obviously kill monsters very quickly, perfectly, and get enough people to build in like as many directions as possible. And that brings me to the next mechanic. Building in multiple directions. Straevaras' tutorial goes over this very, that was the main thing. Normally, you would just say, oh, let me just build up to the layer, and just move the square up one or down, whatever, towards the layer. And it seems like it's going to be faster because it's a very direct approach. You're not like going up, down, and etc., but it's not. So when we do the mechanic here, I'm going to build up, down, and then up again. And what that does is it puts a road in both directions. So now, when they go to do their first cycle, you see we're collecting monsters. This is the mechanic. And now you see the element here. It's counted down. So time was frozen while we were selecting where to build, while we were using the miracle, but otherwise it's counting down. So now the town is under construction. So this is the first cycle. They're going to build, as you see, a little person on the south side and a farm on the north side. So now we've accomplished building in two directions. And you don't just stop there. So now they've built the counter is 6. Okay, so you see this left, this is the local population. So you need to keep track of the local population, and then the global population is going to go to 8. Well, actually, sorry, the global population goes to 6. I guess they built the one house, which is the 4. The field doesn't count as anything, so we're up to a total of 6. So this is the mechanics of how construction works. The fundamentals. So now, it might seem complicated. You'll get used to it. One more thing, if it wasn't complicated enough. I'm going to bring this up. This is a population chart. Okay, why is this important? And what does this all mean? Well, this is how the building actually works. So this one on the left is actually my 39 cycle, this blue. And then in black is the 38 cycle. What I've accomplished is, and there's wiggle room on this. Just don't worry too much about the exact numbers. There's definitely, you got to worry about the cycles more so than the exact number, because you might have killed an extra few monsters here and you might have gotten 10 on the first. That's fine. But yet the bottom line is, before you go to blood pool, you want to have at least 110. And I say at least. So these are minimum. Well, actually, you could probably even get away with 106. The 39 cycle route has built in additional 12 people. So you can get, a house can fry, a four person house could fry. You can miss, you can miss 12 people. Okay? Anything lower than, if you've screwed up and didn't get enough people, you're gonna, worst case scenario, you're gonna end up waiting one more cycle to hit 1900 global population. Okay? So as you can see, we get to the end. Well, okay, I've cut off the rest of this, but eventually you're going to get to 1900. But what I just want to show in the mechanics here is every area while they're doing a construction. So this is one construction cycle, and I've labeled it Fillmore, right? It just so happens that they do remote builds at the same time. And it goes in 6. There's 6 areas. Fillmore, Bloodpool, Cassandora, Atos, Marana, Northwall. And then it repeats again. And this is important. This is what Crow came up with or devised a way to kind of leverage remote builds and local builds to get population bonuses. We're going to do that once in this run. In the 38 cycle, it's done twice. But I'm focusing on the 39 cycle. So while they're building in Fillmore, the remote build is in Fillmore. These other areas don't exist yet. Bloodpool, Cassandora, there's nobody there to build. So you're just getting population 26, 50. It matches because whatever's in Fillmore is equal, to the world population. But look what happens when you get to Bloodpool. So Bloodpool on their second build is a 26 locally, but the population didn't increase just by 26. It increased additionally by Fillmore's remote build. So while they were building in Bloodpool on this line here, it just so happens they were also building in Fillmore. So 120 plus 26 would have been 146, but there was an additional build in Fillmore at the same time, and the world population gets all the way up to 184. This is crazy math, right? And the way I did it here is this is how I was able to visualize it. That's why optimizing simulation is so hard. Because you don't, if you did things a little differently in Fillmore, maybe they would have got additional people here. Maybe we could have got to 192. I don't know. Maybe if we burned down some of the level 1 houses and they built level 2 houses, which can hold more people, maybe this would go higher. So the 39 cycle route may not be the most and fastest simulation. I mean, the tasks can do it, but they rely on killing monsters. So they get extra population just based on killing monsters fast. But we as humans have to do things a little differently. So the whole way to get the 39 cycle and 38 cycle route was, well, let's say Cassandora, while they're building in Cassandora, there's a lot of construction cycles happening here. So Crow's like, you know what? We just happen to be in Cassandora at this time, but they're going to build in Cassandora at this time. What if we just dodge to Fillmore? Go to Fillmore. So this way, while Cassandora is going to build again, we're in Fillmore. And then Fillmore is going to build out of cycle. So because we're there. We forced our position to Fillmore. So this route is going to dodge to Fillmore. And while we're in Fillmore, we're going to get local build. And then we're going to get Cassandora's remote build. And you can see even in Crow's 38 cycle, he dodged to Bloodpool while... Well, actually, this was a little differently. He dodges there so he can kill more monsters. But I think he does a second dodge here. Yeah, he goes from Cassandora to Atos to alternate. So this way you take advantage of the remote build. And I'll show that again later as we go through the run. But this is a very important mechanic. So this is how simulation is being optimized today. It's taking advantage of the remote builds and at the same time the local builds. So this is very detailed information. So you can keep this list and say, oh yeah, I'm on track for my population. But if you're off one of these cycles, this isn't going to line up anymore. Your dodge to Fillmore, if it's not at the same time that Cassandora was going to build here, if you're already off, it doesn't work. You're not going to get the bonus. So you're just going to kind of waste your time going there and back. That's up to you. You can do it anyway just because you'll be in habit of it, but you're kind of wasting. You're not going to get the bonus. So it's going to be all off. The Cassandora build would have already happened. So you're not going to get the remote build bonus. So bottom line is At the end of the day, if you screw up the order of things, you're going to get an extra cycle, 24 seconds. You're just going to have to wait for the population. Okay. So these are the mechanics. That's how it's all working. Play with it as you'd like. I'm saying, like, we've worked out at least 3 cycles, three routes, so you don't have to do all the math, but if you wanted to, that's what you're looking at. That's how the game works. All right, back to the video. I think that's it for simulation mechanics. If I come up with anything else, we'll do it over the course of the run. Fillmore, first area. Your goal here is, as soon as you start, mash Y and do the lightning. This is the only lightning you're going to cast here, okay? Lightning costs SP. I've worked it out. All the SP worked out fine. You're never going to be in a situation where that's a problem. You cast the lightning. Kill the monsters in the same way. They're always in that position. Up, down, up. I don't care how you keep track of this stuff. You're just going to have to memorize it. Okay? It's not going to change. So that's the good news. I don't care if you write, like I took notes, I put up, down, up, what to do on the next one. However you want to do it. You got to build up, down, up. If you do it another way, it's not going to work. The good news is it's consistent. so just, you're going to go through the run, you're going to watch it, and you're just going to build the same exact way. But very important, kill monsters. Line up with the tree, line up with the mountain. Line up with the tree, line up with the mountain. I missed there anyway. Whatever is easy for you, take visual cues. It's very easy to miss monsters, but you have to kill them. And you have to kill enough of them. Remember, you need local population. You don't have to be perfect. So I got 6 on this build. Whatever. While they're building, it's frozen. Kill monsters. Kill monsters. Okay. I'll put the music on too, so you hear the sounds. Now, this blue dragon is going to cause some problems in my run. And he might cause some problems in your run. But what I do here is I need to get 26 people here. Because you can get sub 2. Right, so I got 6 people. I kill him. I mean, you can get sub 2 with Ice Armor, I should say. With still getting Ice Armor. Okay, one thing I didn't show you is I build one more time. I go all the way down and then I come all the way back up again. I pause there though. I pause here. One thing I didn't talk about is if you move the full 8 squares, you can choose up to 8 squares. You're gonna lose 8 frames every time. So don't do it unless you have to. So it's always better to pause for 2 reasons. One, you're gonna get to where you're gonna get a little break so you can kill some monsters in case they're challenging you, which one does here, so you can kind of spot them quicker. And 2, you're gonna save 8 frames. But technically, you could go all the way down and all the way back up and go to this lair in one. Actually, no, you won't be able to get all the way there in one move. But in some cases, if you think you can, even if you can get all to the square right next to it, it doesn't save any time. It saves time to stop here. So just everything I do, mimic it. You're fine in terms of that. But that's why we're doing it. So now I'm back to killing monsters again. Okay. See, I still have to move the reticle now one more time. So I'm gonna move that reticle, but right before I have a chance now to kill this blue dragon. I wonder what other safety. See, so I kill the blue dragon. So it offers you're not losing any time. It offers you a little bit of safety, This way now you can finish the rest of the movement all the way to the lair. And hopefully, oh, see, you're all getting crazy. Oh my goodness. So I got 22. And you might say to yourself, well crap, you didn't get enough. And technically, no, I didn't. Remember, I have 12 people I can afford to lose. I want 26 here. But I didn't get 26. You can get 30. You can get, you know, if you're really good, you can get 30. But if you get 26, you know, that's perfect. If you get 22, now you're kind of like 4 people short. So you don't want to lose 8 more people anywhere else. You don't want to be short 8 more people. But that's fine. I'm usually right on par with what I need. So I'll get 26 or 22 here, and that's fine. I still have room to lose other people. Okay. And as you remember, they're gonna build up on this square, and they're gonna build all in the lower square. So we're building 2 directions. We have obviously more than 10 people. If we didn't have 10 people, they won't seal the lair. So you're already behind. At that point, you're resetting. And you're way behind anyway. It won't work out. I was grinding it for a little while since I derusted it for the race, and even I was like, I think I managed to only save a minute from my previous PB. Okay. Like I said, you're just gonna go through this run and memorize all these movements. But here, I'm gonna go all the way back down. Kintatsu didn't up. See, as soon as they build a house there, they advance building. So that's why you need houses on that square. Okay, there is a scenario if they build 22 here, they might not build this lower house. If there's no lower house here, you're done. You got to reset because you can't advance the building past there with no house. PB yet. It looks like we're close. So as soon as they build the road, come back up. And now I'm gonna build in that left direction. You know, I'll spend a little more time here to go over why I'm doing this, but then the mechanics are gonna still play out in all the other areas. I'm gonna get a road towards that direction, and I stop there. Okay, I stop right on this field. I don't go the full 8 squares. It's technically, you can go a little at this point with the new strats, I could. And then you go all the way over to there, to the bat. Now technically, I've given them all the commands. So at this point, I just want to make sure the monsters. Sorry, I don't want to talk over myself. This time, I'm just gonna make the monsters. Just gonna make the monsters, fend off the monsters. Yeah, that'd be cool. I never looked at who else runs Rhapsody. You're the only one I know. So at this point, like I said, the monsters. That was another. Killing monsters doesn't matter. You can kill monsters. You can, you could have fun. Whatever. Now, I want to get ready here. So I get ready. We have a very tight window here, okay? We have to get all the rest of the layers sealed before the construction cycle finishes. This is very important, okay? So I'm gonna get all the way back down. I'm gonna work my way down. You're gonna see. I'm gonna make a stop here though, okay? I make a stop right there, because again, I don't wanna go full eight frames. Eight boxes. I line up with the bush over here, because I'm gonna shoot this little jerk of a dragon. He's gonna troll you. You can count on him trolling you, okay? I never saw that game. I missed anyway. Of you playing it. See? If he goes off and goes to fries a house, we're shot. You know, it's a reset at this point. So you gotta finish him off. But at the same time, I gotta finish my building here because I'm running low on the hourglass. Oh, come on, I am getting the worst luck here. Oh, okay. So luckily I was able to track him down, steer him away, and no houses burned. Okay. So that is sealed. As soon as they seal that lair, they're gonna learn how to build bridges. Okay. So again, okay. You got to be ready to mash after every time a layer is sealed, every construction is over. You just got to be ready to mash. And you see how I like kind of added an extra square there? I did all that. Just some of these squares might not be needed, but so far for the 39 cycle to work out, go with it. Just build the same squares. While they're sealing this last layer, like I said, they had to learn the bridge tech. You can't seal this layer first because they learned bridge tech after they seal the final layer on the right side there. Another important thing to note is you gotta pause. See, they're gonna learn bridge tech here. I'll show you. You find an item. Okay, here they're learning bridge tech. Now I wait a little bit. Just a little bit. I don't know, like maybe four or 5 frames, maybe a little more, before I go to build. The reason is this bridge doesn't like load right away, and sometimes you just get stuck there. Even though the bridge might even show up there, and then it still says, nah, we don't know how to get over there yet. Whatever, just wait a little bit. As little as you can, because like you have a pretty tight window. Like I said, you got to get all these layers sealed before this construction cycle. See, I'm like right at the end of the timer, and they're still moving over there. Okay, and now they're sealing. Perfect. So there's a lot happening in the last cycle, and you gotta do it fast. Now, I'm ready to take offerings at this point. Immediately, like I'm mashing, and now I gotta take offerings. Because I don't want to wait. I don't want to lose any time taking offerings, because taking offerings after you get the level up, etc., plays into the next construction cycle here. This construction cycle, you have to get all your actions done within it. Let's just put it that way. Otherwise, you're going to be losing a lot of time. I'm going to take all the offerings. Yeah. Now they're going to build, finally. This is the final construction cycle here. This is 110. The Chocobo was running. You're going to get a level up here. Maybe you know this. So I get the first level up. So now I'm level 2. That's required to get the blood pool. This game. As soon as you get to level 2, you don't do anything else in this area now. You immediately go to the Sky Palace, Gami, and you're doing Act 2 fight. Ruining the. Okay, this is cool too. Like this, what you see in the mode 7 is exactly how it was built out in the area. So if you ever need to like look back at this video and you be like, where the heck did he build? What was he doing? You can see it right here. Okay, you just freeze the frame. Done. Oh, he wasn't running it. He was testing. You see all the roads I don't know that I built. Even in the ending, you see all the roads that are built. RPG. There's this sequence. So I'm going through this pretty fast because most people are probably gonna have lost interest by now. But it's scripted. I'll go over one more mechanic and just Fillmore alone. When the people run out of the shrine, I wonder what other safety, and they go build a house, the farther they are from the shrine, or the further out they are, see how they run out? This can be optimized. I've optimized it in the routes, but if they're building houses like really far away, it's taking more time. So when I say a construction cycle is 24 seconds, it can vary a little bit. Like they could take longer to build a house that's farther away. So these people running out and where they build is kind of important. It's already mapped out for you in this route, but something to keep in mind if you wanted to change the route. And they might walk in different ways too. Like there's no RNG here, so how they build and how they move if you do the same movements or choose the same squares, the same houses are gonna go up. If you know, if you have the same population and monsters and souls, everything's scripted, so there's no RNG in terms of how the houses are gonna go up. So that's one good thing. So you're gonna say like, oh yeah, I see this field here, I see these. I was grinding here for a little while since I derusted. So all this build out is gonna look the same every time. So you're gonna get used to seeing the same houses in the same spots, and you know you're on track. And as you see, like I built in 3 directions. And I already built this square here. Why? Because they're going to build a house over there. See, look, they're building houses over there. That's important, like I said, because now they can advance in that direction when we go into that direction. So repeat this process in all the other areas, or this thought process in all the other areas. Don't just build to one layer thinking it's going to be fast, because then you got to wait for building in the other direction. And then you're just going to follow this to a T. Everything I do in the world record video is to a T. So let's go through it one more time in this video from the start to finish, and that's going to be Fillmore. I'm mashing, I cast my 1 miracle. While the miracle's going on, I do my arrows. Because you can get sub 2 without Ice Armor. I'll put the audio on. Hear myself ramble a little bit. You can get sub 2 with Ice Armor, I should say. With still getting Ice Armor. All the way down, all the way back up. Stop there though. Don't forget you still gotta finish the rest of the build though, because we didn't build upward yet. See, we don't have the road going up just yet. But it gives you a little break there, you can hit the dragon. Good to go. Gotta get to 26, I only got 22. It's okay. I wasn't too happy about it, but it worked out in the end. I sealed the lair. I was grinding it for a little while since I derusted it for the race, and even I was like, I think I managed to only save a minute. I think for the next areas, this is what we'll do. We'll just watch it, and I'll make comments on it at this point. Tatsu didn't update his PB. So I went a little more into mechanics than I wanted to in just this first area. He's got a 142. That should be fine. You just now, heck, at this point with the new strats, I could build exactly in the same way. I don't know why we're all stuck on like getting past 140. So we're still gonna wait here, see we're waiting. They gotta build there. They can't advance because there's no houses there yet. So now it takes like 2 cycles to get all the way to that lair. Top 3 for Rhapsody? Yeah, that'd be cool. I'm keeping an eye on the monsters because they are gonna troll. I never looked at Blue Dragons going to fry a house. The only one I know. Count on that happening. You're not paying attention. That was another game you explained very well. Alright, people are running out. Like I never... And you want to be in the middle of the reticle when you go to move it. So I go right there. Because if you're not, the angel's going to fly all the way to that spot. Really slowly. I never saw that game outside of you playing it. So that's why we always get to the middle. And I'm getting the worst luck here. And you see how I built like I built down and then over and then down. So we get a couple extra squares. Because you do need additional squares to build out. Like I said, when you're not in an area, they're building. And if you don't have enough squares, they don't have any place to put people, then you're not getting any population. So you have to make sure you get enough squares. And the route is just enough squares for everything to work out. So everything you just saw, that's what we built. That's all that's needed here for now. Grab the offerings. Don't forget to grab offerings. You get the bridge, you get the strength of an angel, and I think you get a bomb. Then you get the level up.
Chocobo, the Chocobo was running.
Once you get the level up,
maybe you know this game.
you're into the action.
Ruin.
That's it. That's Fillmore simulation. Okay, let's go to Blood Pool. Blood Pool. Flying units like right away. Okay, jeez. At this point, I'm getting ready to mash with Y. Because they're always gonna start off saying some nonsense.
I have to play Tactics Ogre now and then, I guess.
Mash with Y. They want us to remove marshland. First thing I do is I use the offering. I use the Strength of an Angel and the Bridge technology. So that's the first thing you do. Okay, then you do the marsh. This way, while the marsh is going on, you kill monsters. You gotta kill monsters really, really fast here. And they're always in the same positions because they're gonna spawn right where the lair is. But the red little demon, it might not be in this. It could vary. The first one's always right there, but the second, actually, I shouldn't say that. It could be anywhere on the left side. But you gotta kill enough. And then here we're gonna build left, down, left. Okay. I gotta get at least 10 to 14 here. That helps. Now, while you're doing the miracle, you the time is frozen, so you can kill a few more monsters. But you get both miracles done out there. You have to have 30 SP to do the sun. Just so you know. So you don't do the miracles too early. You need 30 SP. Then you build up, over, and then all the way over to the lair. Again, gotta kill monsters fast. I wait for the bat to start making its way over. This way I can get the bat on the way before I cast that miracle. Plus I need the SP. Okay, so by this point I got 26, which is this number up here. So this is good. You can get away with 22. Again, you're gonna be another 4 people short because we only had 22 in Fillmore. If I had 22 here, I'm 8 people short. You know, I'm really cutting it close. You really want 26 here. If you time your miracle usage right, you'll be fine. You just while you're casting the sun, make sure you're killing monsters. Oh, actually, that is another point. Hold on, I didn't even go in the mechanics yet. If you, while a miracle is going on, monsters do not spawn. They're on the screen if they were already spawned, but they do not spawn. If you're running low on monsters, make sure when you cast the miracle, like in Fillmore it really doesn't matter because you only cast 1 miracle, but in Blood Pool it matters. When you cast this miracle, make sure there's a little blue flame where they're spawning, or that they're on screen. Make sure they spawn before you cast the miracle. You'll see that more in Cassandora. Because it's easier to see. Pele? Yeah. Alright, so we've sealed the first layer. Once the first layer is sealed, we don't have to worry about killing monsters anymore. Now the run gets a little more relaxing.
I thought they came later. It was like...
So now I'm gonna build one towards the bridge, and then all the way... Pause there.
It's been a while.
Then I miracle this lightning over here.
And we did Lagoon. I just did Lagoon.
Again, I'm waiting for my cursor to get there, and then I'm gonna build up, and then all the way to the left. And that's it. There's gonna be a crap load of text to mash as soon as they're done with this construction cycle.
Sure. Yeah, I did get tired of ActRaiser 2. I said I was gonna grind it until I get a PB in it, but then all of a sudden I was like...
So we build over, and we go left.
Last night, so I'm like, I have new strats for this game. So...
And then again, we have to wait. I'm not building in 2 directions anymore. Reason is, we're not waiting for anything here.
Because every time you search for lagoon, you find.
I'm sorry, we have to wait for a level up anyway. So
And
the level up's gonna work out. By the time we get to the last layer sealed, because you got to get to level 4 before you can go to Cassandoris. That's 2 level ups you need. The other thing that happens here is Teddy. If you follow everything exact, Teddy should come up around this time. As soon as Teddy appears, you're gonna go fetch the bread, and you get a wheat. You see the wheat? You want wheat.
Subscriber chose.
And you can use the bread exactly within a 4. It's a quadrant. You can use it here, 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 or here. So 4 spots to use it. You don't have to use it exactly on Teddy, but I'm right in position anyway. Just get into position to be using it on Teddy.
Lagoon, the regular lagoon. You said, it's a quick one. You like east, right? So, oh my goodness.
As soon as you use the bread on Teddy, he finds a magic skull. So I go over to where I'm going to use the magic skull. Just so you see, right here is where the magic skull. The magic skull has to be at this position to use it right over this layer. So you have to use this layer. You have to seal this layer. That can only be done with the magic skull. So the magic skull will destroy the layer that's under here. You don't have to clear this place with a miracle or anything. So you're just going to use it right there. And what's going to happen is as soon as you use the magic skull, the angel's going to track upward all the way to the top. As soon as the magic skull is used, it'll automatically scroll the angel up to the top there. But it does it slowly, so you want to move the angel up there on your own. So that's why I use it. Let me see if I can get to the position again.
As a subscriber chose lagoon.
Yeah, I get right to the edge.
It's a quick one. You like east, right? So, oh my goodness.
I take the offering. I get the extra wheat. So I got 2 wheats at this point. That's perfect. You want to make sure you get 2 wheats. If you don't get 2 wheats, you're gonna have to wait for a wheat later on. But I'll show you that. So I use the magic skull, and I'm pushing up at this point to get
figures
right
it's a PJ
to this
game,
position as fast as I can before the computer takes over.
I did it blind. Oh boy.
So at this point
is fantastic though.
Whew. At this point, we're just waiting for. I'll let it play. I'll mute it. At this point, we're just waiting to get to the lair. This stuff can happen a little out of order. Like Teddy can be a little later, depending on how you worked out your population. It could be a little earlier. Bottom line is, you're gonna get to the lair and seal it, and everything's gonna get done in this area before you get to level 4. So don't worry too much if things are not like perfectly aligning. Just make sure your population, you got the 26 or 22 to 26 in Fillmore, 22, 26 or 30 in Bloodpool. Just make sure you're just hitting those population goals on the first builds. And then build out the same squares. If it's a little earlier that you get to this layer, that's fine. Your splits are going to be off a cycle. But bottom line is, by the time you leave here, you're going to be on the right level. You're going to have the same amount of cycles. So don't get freaked out. Like, if you're sealing this layer with the world population at 320, that's fine. Like, it could be less. It doesn't matter. You're gonna get to the layer, and you're gonna get it sealed, and you're still not gonna be at level 4 anyway. So don't worry about it. Like, it's gonna work out. The only good thing in this run is I got the 2 wheats early, and that should work out. If you get when you take offerings from Teddy with the bread, you get a wheat, and when you get the skull, you get a wheat. If you don't, and you only got 1 wheat, you have to leave here with 2 wheats. Just keep that in mind. That's the most important thing. You have to leave here with 2 wheat, because you're gonna need to use it. So make sure you're leaving here with 2 wheat. As soon as that layer is sealed, you're into the act. Okay? So we go through the act. Da 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 da. I'll let you see how it looks, how we built. That's it. Okay. This is the act. Da, 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 da. Now, like I said, you come back from the act. So what I'm doing here is they're gonna have some message for me. It's like, thank you, da da da. You take the offerings as soon as you get back from the act. See, it gives you a magic scroll, a permanent MP, and it gives you the stardust. Okay, it didn't give me a wheat, and that's good. But let's say I didn't get a wheat earlier. I'm gonna need a wheat now. The problem is sometimes there is a wheat there on that first take, and sometimes there isn't. This time there wasn't. So you can end up with 3 wheats, or if you didn't get an earlier wheat, you can end up with getting a wheat here. But let's say I only got 1 wheat when I went to do the Teddy sequence. If I come back here, I might wait a little bit before I grab that offering. I've noticed though, sometimes I wait and I still don't get the extra wheat. I have to go back in. I have to take offerings twice, and that sucks. But it is what you have to do. Bottom line is you have to make sure you're getting 2 wheats. Hopefully you get them in transit. If you got to go back in after you grab the stardust and stuff, go back in, make sure you get 2 wheats. And now you just wait. We're waiting for the level.
This is absolutely ridiculously crazy right now.
I'm saying it's crazy because I'm on good pace. Because I got the good boss.
It took an hour though.
Boss pattern.
It took an hour.
So like I said, waiting for the level up. So you see, I'm still waiting another cycle here. So if I was a little bit ahead, maybe you'd be waiting 3 cycles here. Like, bottom line is you're waiting.
I'm already worried.
You can't move on until you get the level up.
It's too early to be this pumped.
And that's it. As soon as you get the level up, you're out of here. Hold left. Hit Cassandora airspace. Go in. Equip your magic though. Don't forget that. Okay. And then you're into the act. And that's Blood Pool. Cassandora. Okay. Cassandora's... Are you kidding right now? Cassandora is where you need to make sure you do the magic. Sorry, where you need to do the miracle.
Oh boy.
And while you're doing the miracle, you gotta make sure you're killing monsters. Because you need to get a lot of souls. And you don't have... Okay, you don't have strength of an angel. But you're gonna use a bomb. You're gonna use a bomb to help here. In the 39 cycle route, there's an extra bomb. And I use it for inventory purposes, so for menuing purposes. If you're really stuck, you can use 2 bombs here. Okay, if you're having trouble killing monsters. Or you might want to use that bomb in Atos. Either way, at this point, there's a little luxury in the run. You have you have an extra bomb. Where you choose to use it is dependent on your own struggle. You mash. You wait for the enemies to spawn, okay? You see this bat? The bat spawns. That's when you use the bomb. Don't use it too early. And you see the souls start coming to the shrine. That's when you know you did it right. While the souls are coming back, you cast the rain. Because you're waiting for the souls to come back anyway. Okay? Left, down, right, all the way back left. Very weird, but you have to do it this way. Okay? Do not differentiate how you build. It's not going to work. You have to build. It looks weird. You say, why don't you just go right, down, left? It would have been faster. It's not. They're going to build the houses differently. All right? And you could experiment with this all you want, but just take my word for it. This is how the route works. Now, we have to kill monsters. I cast rain there. And now I got to kill these guys with no strength of an angel, so it takes a little bit of time. Okay, see, I wait for them to spawn. Then I get loaded again with another rain. While it's raining, kill monsters. Wait for them to spawn. Do another rain, kill monsters. That's it for rain, so now at this point I'm just killing monsters as fast as possible. You gotta get 10, okay? You gotta get up to 10 here. If you don't get 10, they're not gonna be able to seal the lair. And it's very hard to get 10 without a bomb. Sorry, I shouldn't even be snacking, but I'm getting hungry here. Okay. So you got to get to 10. I don't even know what to tell you if you don't get to 10. At that point, you're probably resetting.
Sounds like a song. It is a song.
Okay.
I don't know who sings that
then
song.
Then you get loaded for wheat. You got to turn the field to wheat. Don't forget. Okay? Then you go up, down, over, down, back up. Then do rain over here. Wait for the reticle over there. And you're gonna go all the way up and then all the way down to that layer in one movement. There you go. Now we wait.
The first quarter of the run is good though.
Like I said, you can memorize all this. It's scripted. It's not gonna change. Take an offering. I take the strength of an angel here. Okay. One thing to note: if you still need an extra bomb, you can wait till the end at this point to take the offerings. But since I don't need the extra bomb, I'm not taking it. I'm just getting the first offering, which is the strength of an angel, which I'm going to use later. This way I don't have to worry about extra menuing for the bomb.
First quarter of the run is good.
Now we have enough SP because we sealed the lair. Finish off all the rain. We're just going to blitz a path right through here. Get everything uncovered. Watch out for trolling monsters though. The blue dragon trolls.
So the reason why we're doing better is because, one, we have really good patterns in this run so far.
Now remember,
Two,
I already gave the command to build
to the point where
towards that layer and towards the bottom left. The bottom right, sorry.
Hurting.
So I'm not giving any more commands just yet.
Over the course of the run, with the new mashing on the miracles, I save about 8 seconds, so... And I save about a quarter of a second on entry.
So we're just waiting for this to build out. Like I said, it's all scripted. They're going to build the same exact houses, everything's going to be the same. See, they're building the wheat fields.
Mashing on the dialogue boxes.
You got to build the wheat fields.
So, just better mashing.
Okay. Here, I'm going to go all the way up. I'm going to go the full 8 squares, though. All the way. Boom. At that point, it's faster. Doesn't make sense to pause and then do it in seconds. You can make it in one move. It's going to be faster. It's only there's a couple like those exceptions. And now we're just waiting.
Prior to this, my mashing was still better than when I first
killing monsters. Do whatever you want.
When I first started playing this game, it was bad. Like I couldn't even get sub-hour, but mashing alone allowed me to.
See, at this point, I'm so chatty because I don't really have to worry about anything. Just get ready to mash, like get ready with Y to mash, because there's going to be like a level up soon, or they're going to find something in the lair or civilization. Just always be ready to mash at the end of each cycle. And then you could, have fun with the dead guy, whatever you want to do.
For miracles, it's not timed mashing, but for dialogue boxes, it kind of...
I'm just talking about the mashing.
Start the mash on the wrong frame, you're gonna end up doing an extra press.
Basically, like I said, I've given all the commands
when it's ready to accept the input.
There's no faster way to get to this layer. You have to wait one cycle at a time.
And then there's times when you
that's
go through a dialogue box, it's like
because like I said, they can't advance.
Your rhythm was completely off from the first box.
Now they're gonna seal the layer here, so I'm gonna wait.
The amount of times I mash correctly.
Okay, this is very important. You don't go to the act right away.
Matters.
You gotta wait for the road to appear.
Like I never really mashed through a miracle use, but I realized
I need
accepts.
I don't need a level necessarily. I need that road, because without that road
to mash to it,
they don't have a place to build, and they need this.
Before I just used to like tap tap tap.
So wait for the road. You gotta see the road.
So many miracles that
Right there. I see the road. If you do not see the road, if you were too fast, you got a problem. So don't forget that road. That road is very important. Now we go to the
Over
act.
the course of the run, you end up saving like 8 seconds if you just mash through them better.
Yeah. Don't forget the road. Okay? That's Cassandora. Now, I'm going to leave it at Cassandora right now. Technically, Cassandora's sim is over, but this is when we go back to the dodging. As soon as the act is done.
I saved 2.6 seconds.
Okay, as soon as the act is done, I'm going to show this. I'm buffering B.
Another thing there is I delay the use of the magic just a little bit to wait for the head to be in position.
I'm holding B right now. I'm buffering B.
I was usually
my thumb is on B right now,
and it was failing. So just all these little minor optimizations, just
because
to make
as soon as we don't want to hear a thank you message, we don't want to hear anything
on the Stardust.
We're ready to get out of here. I'm holding B. B is gonna bring up the menu immediately. Okay. It's nice. You get it's perfect timing. You don't have to mash B. You just hold B. It'll automatically bring up the menu as soon as you're done with the act. Like you might be ready to celebrate and eat something. No, you gotta hold B. And you're dodging. You're not going to the next area. You're not going to Atos yet. We're going to Fillmore. Because if you remember, the population, I'll bring it up again. The population here is right here. See this dodge to Fillmore line over here? 796. I don't even know. We'll check what our population was. But it's probably pretty darn close to this number. Okay? And you're gonna go over to Fillmore. Because while you're going to go to Fillmore, they're going to build in Cassandora. Because remember, we're still not level 6 yet. So we got to get to 950 population. So we can't even go to Atos yet because we don't have the right population. Okay, so we go over to
it could be a lot worse
to
than
Atos.
Just happened.
And we observe the people. See, 786, like I said, and we build while we're here. Oh, they're gonna get ready for the text, blah blah blah. And now we continue where we left off. We're gonna build here, and done. Okay? Just like that. Build exactly like that. Because if you don't, they're gonna do some funky movement when they build houses to walk around.
Alright.
You gotta build left first, then up.
So this is we're already minus 4 seconds. For retrospect, I'm used to being like plus 12 at this point.
So at this point, again, I'm more waiting.
It's still coming within PB pace.
And so like I said, the houses are going to build out exactly the same
pace right now.
So you know you're doing good if the houses look the same. And you know you're doing good if you're like
halfway point.
At 874. You don't, like I said,
so first
you might be ahead 4
really
people.
good.
You might be behind
Actually,
4 people.
Second quarter was
you gotta
amazing.
be around here because you gotta get a level
far.
up
And,
after they build the last square. You gotta get to 950.
The one I worry about the most.
That's the level requirements and the population
and
requirement
quarters
for getting to Atos. So they're gonna build a mansion right now on the top right.
We're breaking
Top
it down
left,
into quarters.
Or factory, they call them factories.
And like I said, after what I saw last night,
and that's it. We're out of here.
I said I have to get back to the grind here.
Okay, so that's Cassandora. I accidentally went to Cassandora. I gotta instead of Atos. Okay, so that's the only non-linear part of this run. That little. Normally, we used to wait in Cassandora till you get to 950. No, we dodged to Fillmore, and then we come back to Atos. That's what made the 39 cycle possible, not the flux capacitor. Okay, so we're good. We're into Atos now. Atos. We get through the act. Everybody's happy. Okay. Atos is another difficult simulation, not gonna lie. You have to use Strength of an Angel because again, you have to kill all these monsters fast. I have a little method here, and you have to use the miracles. Good thing there's a lot of miracles. Okay, first thing first, strength of an angel. Don't even move. Don't even move yet. Just use the strength of an angel right away. Done. Now, you still don't even move yet. Now you move. You're gonna go down, left, up, then back down, right to the square, right here, right where that angel is. Okay. Sounds crazy. Just take my word for it. That's how you do it. That's what's gonna work out, and that's fast. Don't do it another way. Then you lightning over here. I call this this is my clockwise, counterclockwise, wax on, wax off method here. Stick to this pattern. You got to get 22 kills here, and you're not using a bomb. Well, maybe you want to use a bomb. You can, like I said, you have an extra bomb. You might need it here. If you go the bomb route, wait for them to spawn. It still gets a little tricky though. But anyway, use the lightning. Left, corner, right. That's clockwise. Use the lightning over here now. Okay? Right, top, down. Now use the lightning on the lower left. You can use the lightning on the square that the monster spawns, get a little quicker. Again, clockwise, kill him. Now go counterclockwise. Oh boy, I missed. Oh boy. I had a little trouble myself. I'm freaking out now. I didn't even wait before that other monster to spawn yet. See? Didn't spawn. So now I'm good. I'm a little off pattern here. Oh, I almost forgot about the other. Wow.
That's a big problem. That's a big problem.
Is this the new world record run? I didn't even use the lightning in the same cycle. You see? Things can happen. But I used it. It didn't lose any time. But notice how I only got 18 here? Like that's now I'm 8 people short. So this is a perfect example of like, oh man, I'm not reaching the population I need to. What the heck am I doing? But it still worked out. So it eventually goes on to be the world record run. So it's fine. The most important thing was I built up all the way to the skull layer and then all the way down to the other layer.
The skull got away from me and I didn't get 22 on that build.
See?
So
I'm
I didn't
freaking
build
out.
lower.
And at this point we're just mashing through. The commands have already been given. We're just waiting here. Like I said,
I'm already 4 people short in this run.
See?
And that's another 4. We might not make it.
8 people short.
We'll see what happens. I have 4 more people to burn, but
Exactly.
that 22 is pretty important. We only got 18.
So layers are getting sealed. Now we don't have to worry about monster.
I don't know, we'll see.
Okay. Now we're gonna build up, down, quick, and then up to here. And then very important here, okay? Very important here, build right and then left. If you do not do this, the 39 cycle is not gonna work. It doesn't make sense. You know, you might not think it makes sense, but you have to do this.
Population doesn't
It's
work
just
out
the way
in the
they,
end. We
what
lose
houses they build and where. For some reason, if you just
24
go straight
seconds.
left, it doesn't work
flat
out.
out.
So it's been tested.
So
You build right, then you go left. Don't seal that monster lair. Trust me, you want to come back and deal with it last. For 2 reasons. One, there's an item in the in there, so anytime you seal the, I should mention that. Anytime you seal a lair that has an item in it, it skips the Act 2, like if it's the last layer, it skips the Act 2 message, like, oh yeah, there's a volcano and it's erupting and blah 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 blah. No, it just says, hey, we have an item, and then there's no message about the Act 2. You know, what the heck. So it saves time. And at this point, there was a few messages that are okay. There was a few messages. One, the guy dies, so you have to mash through that. But two, they expect the wind right now. Okay. I use the wind at the top right corner, so they're gonna complain right now. They're gonna complain about the wind. That there's no wind. Okay. Do not forget to blow the wind. If you forget to blow the wind, nobody's building. There's sad faces. Building stops. Like the time is advancing, but they're not building. So you might miss this. Just make sure you don't miss this. Use the wind. That's all they need. And now they're back to normal. So I stayed at the top right because I think
the wind there, we reduced the lag. And
by the way, hey Kitty, Weaker Youth, McFly, Mike, everybody.
See, they didn't build anything here.
Hope it's a learning experience here. Okay, and then you get a level up.
So I think I'd definitely lose 4 people, no matter what.
Yeah, I was worried about the population at this point. And then we finish everything off here. And seal the lair. And as soon as the lair's sealed, we don't stick around here, you just go right to the act. Because the volcano creates lag, and it's a big mess. So just get the heck out of here as fast as possible. Done. Alright. That's it. That's Atos. Well, part 1 of Atos. Alright, then we get through the fire, la la la, and then we come back. Atos is 2 parts. Mash. Because the mountain climber is going to start going.
So
okay.
Let's see what happens.
I hang out right here. And as soon as the mountain climber intersects with the little body up here, the SP, I know that's when it's time to mash. Just an easy visual cue, so I know when I can start getting ready to mash.
Minus 13.2.
At this point, we're waiting for population to get the level up. So that's all we're doing here. As soon as he crosses the path there, I start mashing. He finds a scroll, they figure out fleece at the same time. How convenient. I grab all the offerings, okay? Done. At this point, nothing happens. There's no inputs at this point.
Alright, now we wait.
Okay, so 36 minutes into the run, you can get some food, go to the bathroom, whatever you need. There's no inputs.
Okay. So Marana Act 1 is high execution. Could easily lose the time.
And then we're just waiting to get to 1500 population at this point to get to the next area. So at this point you can eat, but if we get through it alright, then we just have to worry about the population. No inputs. No messages pop up.
So we're really not sub 59 pace yet, but we're definitely
alright. So
PB
we can skip through all this, okay? Just take my word for it. It's gonna get to 1500 right here. There you go. You get the level up. As soon as you get the level up, hold diagonal, directly diagonal. As soon as you go to the Sky Palace, you're gonna fly right perfectly into Marana airspace. Boom. Okay, that's the fastest way. You don't have to do a little down and right. Just hold diagonal. It'll be perfect. Okay. Then you go to the monster. That's Atos. Then you go to the act. Whew. All right. Trying to keep this going fast. Obviously, if you need any more explanations, you can slow down the video yourself. Now, run Act 1.
Good thing I got first try wall clip.
Wall clip was done.
So, but it's almost as if I didn't.
Okay. Very important now. You gotta get loaded with a earthquake. Okay? Get ready to do earthquake here.
I just saw the Amish Paradise.
Hold left. You're gonna hold left. You're gonna wait for the enemies to spawn, and you're gonna do an earthquake. Okay.
Video.
while the earthquake is happening, you need to get your SP back to 10. Okay, you need to kill this blue dragon, this red demon, this weird owl, was another blue dragon. The bat doesn't really matter because you just need another blue dragon. Okay, SP is back to 10. Why? Because now I need to get the lightning done. This way,
Sonic Trail.
This way.
Hey, kitty.
Now we can build all the squares just like that. Down, right, and over. Okay, if you're not fast enough, it's not gonna work out. You know, you're gonna have to wait to move the reticle again. Not the worst case scenario, but you know, you save time here by getting the lightning out of the way, so you can do one movement for the reticle. The earthquake automatically gives you 22 souls, so you don't have to worry about killing monsters.
Here for the
you need to get the SP back up, but you don't have to worry about killing like more than
world record
to get the SP. And then get in position. Use the last wheat. Remember, I said you need 2 wheat. That's the last wheat you're gonna use. That's where you use it. So you use it in Cassandora and you use it here. If you didn't use the extra bomb, all you have to do is press down to get to the wheat in the menu instead of scrolling all the way to the right. Okay, like in the inventory. So then they seal that layer. Pay attention here.
Good to go though.
I'm gonna use lightning on these 2 squares. One here. And one here. Only where we need to build. Okay? Before they even build, before they've even done any building, just after they seal the layer now, I'm gonna go all the way over, get that spot and this spot. Okay? And now we're gonna finish out the mirror.
Everybody's Saturday is going well.
I don't have to kill monsters. They're in the way. I kill them. Wasn't the best of weather here. So at this point, like I said, we already sealed one of the layers, so I got all the souls. So I'm not rushing to kill monsters.
Showed up.
So I don't have to time them and use miracles. That's only in Athos. Now they're gonna eventually they're gonna build. Pre-birthday shop.
Oh, you have a
Eventually
birthday coming up.
Okay, there we go. And you've shop for yourself, is that it? Alright, they build in 3 directions. Build as many directions. Now we go back up. Take a stop here. Hey Daniel. Go all the way up. Mr. Doyce. And there we go. Now we're waiting. Sun's out. Start to keep an eye on the monsters though.
Yeah,
because these monsters are gonna troll.
Coming off the roofs.
This is the last hurrah for the monsters to screw up your population. The red demon is gonna go for this field right next to its lair.
That kind of shot.
It's like, well, what the heck were you doing building that field near my lair? I'm gonna go burn it. You
Really?
gotta defend that. Defend that square.
Pay ahead. Pay the next one ahead.
See? Red demon is gonna gun for it.
Pay the person.
It won't gun for any other field. It's programmed to go for that field. Blue dragon is programmed to burn one of the houses, and the bat is programmed to do a kidnapping from one of the houses. So I kill the bat as quickly as possible, kill the dragon before we build here. Okay. Now I make a stop here. Why? Because I want to kill the monsters just in case, because they're gonna troll. Okay, then I continue on.
This could be the run.
Plus, we don't go the full 8
so...
movements, we save 8 frames. See? Blue dragon's gone. Please die. Okay. And the bat was okay. But the bat would, at the same time, it would be like running interference there and
I need
trying
those
to
people.
Go to a house too.
So where are we going to be? 1806?
Okay.
Please say 18.
At this point in the run, you know if you're on track. Okay, with your population. Like I said, 39 cycles to get to 1900 population. If I had a really good run, I'd be around 18. I'd be at 1812. Either way, you're going to get 96 people on the last cycle. So if you get 1804, you're gonna make it. If you get 1802 or lower, you're done. You're waiting here another cycle. You're not gonna make it. But if you see this, just plus 96 at this point, if you're gonna hit over 1900, you've done it. You're gonna make it.
1806. We're in there.
We're in there, exactly.
Hallelujah.
We're gonna get 1902.
Run is saved.
So we're gonna seal the rest of the layers at the end
I'm
of
looking at
here.
the global population. That's the number on the top right.
That's it. We seal this one last because it has the item
So
in
we're
it.
gonna cross the border here at 1902.
There you go.
Population.
1902 population.
That is why I run the 39 cycle route. It's fast,
Some wise,
and you can afford some dead people.
wise words here from the runner.
And we're not gonna go into the act.
Yeah, don't go into the act right away. Wait for the population because we're gonna get the level up. Then we're gonna go into the act. Then we're gonna skip the thank you message, and then boom. Hopefully, we're gonna save some time. Let's go. There you go. Doesn't even matter if the road gets built here. That was only in Casandora. Here, you're out of here. Come on. That was the best. That's it. You're done in Marana. Okay? As soon as you get out of the act, you're buffering B. And I'll show that. Okay, you're buffering B. Don't stick around for
It's a
any
good
thank
day.
you message.
This might be the run.
No point.
You can use your
Just get the heck out of
stay
here.
Golds,
Hold B.
GGs, if it works out.
Hold the B. There you go. And get out of here.
I'm invested in this run.
That's
at this
Marana.
point. I mean,
Visual cue for the map. I line up my I line up the Sky Palace kind of with blood pools where the castle would be, and then I just go straight up. I was actually a little too left here. As soon as you hit the water there, you're good. You'll see North Wall. So at this point, it took us 39 cycles to get to 1900 population, which is level 10. Okay, that's how it works. If I didn't hit 1900, we'd be sitting in Marana one more cycle. That's 24 seconds. Okay, you're gonna lose just flat out 24 seconds at that point because you're not gonna do any miracles. You're just gonna hang out there, and it's gonna just 24 seconds are gonna be lost. Not the worst case scenario. I mean, if you were on like 104 pace, you know, you might, you know, or 10, you know, 103, 104, you know, you're still okay. But if you're at like 125, 103.25, and you're trying to get sub 104, and then all of a sudden you just got 26 more seconds added on, you know, you might be in 104 territory now. So, you know, that's when it starts to add up. At this point, there's not too much to go over. North Wall population doesn't matter, but there are some caveats here. You could still lose the run here, so let's go. First thing you do when you get to North Wall, you're going to use Strength of an Angel. Okay. Arguable if you should use it or not, because it's an extra menu, but for whatever reason, it seems that there's monsters on the screen creating lag, and these monsters take a heck of a lot of hits, so I recommend using it. It's like 2.5 seconds of menuing, and it doesn't seem like you gain any time because of the lag on the screen with the monsters, so I don't know. But you don't have to use it, but it's highly recommended. And you use the fleece, okay?
wow. Okay, that was like the best.
Here, we're trying to keep the population low, okay? We don't want to get above 22 people in the first 2 cycles, local population. And this seems weird. Like, all this time, we were like, we need to get 22, 26, or more. Here, we actually want to stay under 22. We want to get like 18, or 14, or 18. How do you do that? Okay, well, there's a few ways.
Smashing.
I keep track of just, you know, how much SP I'm doing. Oh, I'm dropping frames, so I'm just gonna hang out here for a second. Wait for the video to catch up. Okay. So we're gonna cast a lot of sun. I get all my sun out of the way first. Then I'm gonna build up, right, up. If you do not build up, right, up, you're going to have a major problem. They're not gonna build in two directions. If you build right, up, right, you're done. Okay, you just cost yourself another cycle. So very important to build up, right, up here. If I can't stress it enough. So you still have to make sure you build in the correct way here. Otherwise, you're done. Your extra cycle. And then, so up, right, and then all the way up to the layer on the left. Okay. And then finish off all the sun. Okay. That was really good mashing. So that's like my SP is at about 12. Save. If you kill extra enemies here, it should be fine. Just a few all the time. Like, I guess you can count. I don't have a specific count. All I know is I'm usually around 60 SP again. See, at this point, I'm trying not to kill that many monsters because I'm at 10. And like I said, I gotta stay under 22. If you get 22, you lose 2.5 seconds because they thank you. Like, hey, you gave us the fleece, yay. If you stay at 18, they don't thank you. So it's only 2.5 seconds if you screw it up. It's not a big deal. But we stayed at 18, we're good to go. Good. Skip the thank you message. I like to finish the sun off now, because now I have enough SP. Then we go ahead and seal this layer. And now we don't have bridge tech yet. They learn it as soon as they seal this layer on top. So what I do is I just wait for them to tell me they have bridges. Okay. I'm gonna come down, make a little U here, stop here. Then we go all the way down, and then all the way up. And that's it. That's it. That's the last command you give for building. So at this point we're beyond 39 cycles, but it took 39 cycles to get the north wall. So we're gonna build downward first. That's all we really keep track of. And it actually saves time, because you have to wait for these cycles anyway. But they build houses closer this way, so it works out. Yeah. The way they build houses here, I optimized as much as I could. I mean, there's not much to work with. We're only building in the squares we need to. Oh, and then as soon as they start, after they build here, they're gonna find a scroll in the tree, and you can grab the scroll, and that's it. Don't forget that. Otherwise, you're going into the tree with no scrolls. You're not coming back here, okay? As soon as you're done here, as soon as they seal that layer, it's over. So what they'll end up doing is they'll end up building houses down here, and instead of going all the way up here to this. That's what I said, like optimizing the movement of the people when they're building. It's saving frames. So this was really good mashing. I'm hoping to save at least another 2 seconds here. As soon as that layer is sealed, get out of here. Don't even stick around. Just get out of here. You're done. That's it. Simulation is done. That's it. Oh, I'll show the map or more. This way you see what I built, and that's it. Done. North Wall's done. After you finish North Wall Act 2, you're placed over Deathheim, so you're not coming back to this act at all, to this area. So North Wall's done at that point. All right. So that's all the simulation for the 39 routes. I went through it pretty quick, but hopefully I demonstrated what is taking place in each area, like I played through it. I let it play out. You can use the splits to kind of jump to those sections if you're watching the tutorial, and you jump back and reference the time frame there. That's why I have the splits. I didn't go over action sequences. I might do a part 2 where we just cover action sequences in any percent. But in terms of the construction here, like I said, it's scripted. There's no RNG. As long as you kill enough monsters in the first 2 cycles and you build exactly like I showed you, up, down, up, or whatever I did, do the same thing, write it down, whatever you need to do, that's how you have to build. If it seems like it's extra movements, yeah, it is, but it actually works out that way. You know, so when you're going through this tutorial, hopefully you're taking those notes down, and it takes repetition. You know, it might take a while to do the menuing. It might take a while to get used to killing monsters, but the monsters and how they operate in the beginning of each area is kind of the same. I kill the same monsters every way, like Atos. It got a little hairy there in the run, but ultimately I did clockwise, counterclockwise. Do whatever you have to do. But this run, I'm dropping frames again. I'll just wait for these frames to hopefully come back. I have a local recording. I might just upload this local recording instead. That's probably what I'll do. Okay, should be back. So the only thing, like I said, is in the beginning in Fillmore, if things don't work out, go ahead and reset. Like if you didn't get enough population in Fillmore, or by the time you get to Casandora, it's probably going to be a reset. You have 12 people to be under, okay? Like you have 12 people to spare. If a house gets fried or you didn't kill enough monsters, you have 12 people to spare. That's about it. Otherwise, you're just going to lose 24, increments of 24 seconds. Like, it's not the worst thing until you get it down. But if you build in this way, it's going to be much faster. Like, this is like sub 105 strats. And ultimately, if you build fast enough, this is, sub-hour strats with simulation, and you do well in platforming. So this route is a solid route, and will get you sub-hour if you grind it out and then match it with good platforming. It's at least a sub 105 or more, sub 101, sub 102 with enough grinding. So it's and like I said, it's not the end of the world if you get an extra cycle or 2. It's 24 seconds, but the run continues. You'll be able to complete it. You'll just be waiting around a little extra. All right, so this concludes the tutorial. I'll be around Discord. I'm always around running this game on Fridays, at least once a week. And we're never going to stop. And like I said, I gave you all the mechanics to the game. Maybe you'll figure out some better ways or some squares, or doing things differently. I encourage that. Like this route is the tutorial for this route. I showed you how the mechanics work. Doesn't mean, like I said, maybe you can experiment in different ways and find something new. I'd love that. I encourage that. So if you memorize this and take the notes, though, you'll get a good time. It's a very good start. So thanks again, and I'll conclude it there.